Now, the reopening is not something that is a fait accompli. It continues, and the governor continues to make these announcements. I mean, it was yesterday that you gave that stark warning about the ICUs in your city essentially being full and needing to offload patients to Birmingham. And then it was today that Governor Ivey further relaxed restrictions in the state for theaters and summer camps and schools and athletic activities. I have to think that those statewide decisions that the governor are making, they don't really seem to match up with the experience in Montgomery, both in terms of the number of cases you got, but how taxed your resources already are in terms of whether you can handle more cases. It seems like there's a real disconnect there.
Well, I think there is. We've had different hotspots around the state over the last couple of months. And right now in Montgomery, we're at a point where we can see the cliff and we don't want to get too close to it for fear of falling off. And that's why we sounded the alarm yesterday leading up to this Memorial Day weekend. And I think when you look at Montgomery, we tested less than 4% of our population. We've doubled our cases month over month. We've had week-to-week increases of over 40% this month alone. We're in a very dangerous predicament. And I think parts of the state may be doing a little better for now, but I don't think that the economy should have been open at the time that it was. I think that we should have slowed our reopening and done some things a little bit differently, because what I think it has done is it sent a message that the battle with COVID-19 is over and it has been won. And we're still in this battle, and we can't afford to relax now and lose much of the progress that we've made over these last few weeks. And make no mistake about it, our first responders, our medical personnel, our frontline workers, they've done a great job. Members of the community have stepped up to do things over and beyond to help their neighbors and to help their family and just to help out in any way they can. But it doesn't help us if we're doing those things only for us to take two steps back by prematurely trying to get back to our normal routines of what was normal prior to this pandemic.
Stephen Reed, mayor of the great city of Montgomery, Alabama. Sir, thank you so much for taking time for us tonight. We're going to be checking in with hospitals in your city. We'll do our best to stay on this story as your city continues to struggle with these real high case numbers. But please keep us apprised if there are things that you feel like the country needs to know about what you're going through. We'd love to help you get the word out, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me. All right. I will say, there's been a lot of happy talk about the course of the epidemic from the very beginning, from the very top, which delayed our initial response, which likely cost tens of thousands of lives in America. We'll be talking about that more later on this hour. But part of the happy talk that we're getting right now, particularly on the political right, is that, look, the reopening's happening and everything's fine. Everything's fine. Well, first of all, when people get exposed, it takes a couple of weeks for it to turn up in terms of people getting tested, having positive results, and turning up in the hospital and ultimately turning up critically ill. And so all the premature celebration about, look how great the opening up is ignorant. But this idea that it's just a theoretical that our healthcare systems will be overtaxed or will come to capacity as reopening fuels a surge in more cases. It's not a hypothetical. It's happening right now in Montgomery, Alabama. Ignoring that because you like the idea of reopening doesn't make that go away.